Evening, everybody. Welcome to Wednesday Night Live. Hopefully everything's working. Should be. But I always say that, and then it doesn't seem like it ever always is. So, evening, everybody. Good. It's working. So, tonight, I don't really have anything on the agenda other than we can answer questions and chat for a bit. If this is your first time on the stream, the whole point of the stream is to answer questions that you might have had watching videos that I put out that I didn't get a chance to answer. Or if you ask questions in the chat, like I answer every comment, but I only answer it once and then that's it. So, yeah, ask away. And specifically, if you saw the last video I put out on the channel Thursday, where I went out in way below zero temperatures and tried to freeze OM System OM1 Mark II camera solid, how did you like that style of video? And yeah, so and hopefully I don't get all stuffed up. My nose has been all weird. Anyway, weather's been changing. It is what it is. Jim Black, I know I saw you, the video I just did, freezing the camera in the blizzard. Cole was superb storytelling. Thank you. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Thank you for letting me know. I do have audio lag, and I don't know. See, the problem is I updated the OBS, and it shouldn't change anything, but it always does. Default that. Let's try that. Is that better? I don't think it's audio lag. I think it's video lag. Well, yeah, 6.1 app doesn't, I guess. Right? Oh, you know why? I know why it's audio lagging. And you'll just have to bear with me for a sec. Final Cut is exporting a video. I should not have done that. I thought it would be done by now, but it's not. So anyway, just bear with me for a little bit longer. Let's see. 63 degrees in San Antonio. It sounds lovely, Sergio. It's like, well, it's 15 above here, which is balmy compared to what we've been dealing with. And Brenner, it's tomorrow there. I know, you get to live in the future. Did you guess why? Hey, 73 FPV. Middle Tennessee. 33. Geez, that sounds cold. Hey, Barkley, 107 drones. Scott, by the way, Scott, I'm sorry. My trip that was going out today to your neck of the woods got moved to tomorrow. So, see you tomorrow with your lenses. Scott has been very generous in letting me borrow a set of lenses for 3 weeks now. It's been a minute. I know that much. Maybe more than 3 weeks. I don't know. It's been a bit, so I appreciate it. D&D, it's going to get cold for a couple of days. Yeah, well, let's define cold. Okay, it's almost there. Final Cut is almost there. Hang on. Just a little longer. 13. Yeah, exactly. Greetings, Minneapolis. It's 13. Mark, hey, you're right on target temperatures with us. Nice. OM1, Mark H, you enjoyed the OM1 camera. Awesome. Glad to hear it. Can't promise that every video will be that way, but I'm going to try and make more of them there. Gary, it's minus 15 in Fairbanks. Well, that's a lot warmer than what you guys have been at. Let's see. What's the highest wind I would fly an Air 3S in? Well, I have flown the Air 2S in like 45 miles an hour, so I wouldn't hesitate to fly the Air 3S in 40-something miles an hour. Just be way more cautious when you do. Yeah. It sounds like I'm putting my ear up over. Is it because I'm pushing this too hard? No, that's... I don't know why that would be. It's everything else is the same as what it would normally be. It sounds like I'm putting my ear up over. Is it because I'm pushing this? That... How did I do this before? Gosh dang it. I knew I shouldn't have updated OBS. Every time. Well, I'm probably not going to troubleshoot it all tonight. But how did I do this last time? Because last time it was doing this, it was like getting a double version of stuff. Doubt that makes a difference, but we'll try it. Last time it was doing this, it was like getting a double version of stuff. Anyway, I don't know. Yeah, I know. It's a delay issue. It's getting too. Essentially, it's getting too. It's getting itself twice, but just slightly delayed between the two. And I don't remember what I did to fix it last time, but it was annoying as heck until I did. Was it in there? No, it wasn't in there. Let's try that. I could put my I remember one time I had to do this, and I couldn't figure out what was going on, and until I fixed it, I just did my AirPods. All right, Final Cut's good there. So we'll close Final Cut out. We'll see if that makes it better. Or I could just... well, I'm not going to do that. Because I know what will happen. It'll get really messed up. Anyway. That seems like it's better now. Anyway. All right. 38 in Bristol, Tennessee. That sounds lovely. That seems like it's better now. Anyway. Let's see. 45 frames audio. Yeah. Okay, we're going to skip toward the end of that. Let's see. I think the old Japanese Godzilla movie. Barkley. Oh, yeah. I think it was purely just because Final Cut was open and finished processing, which I was gonna do. Well, maybe I could. I guess I still could. I don't know. Do you want a preview of the next video that's coming out? Let me see. Export as 1080p. Let's see if I can do this without messing everything up. I'm really asking a lot of my Mac Studio right now. -5 in Sony, Michigan. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's lovely. Fourth gear. Wonderful. Okay, let's see. 73 FPV. You have a Sony A7 first gen OG. Wow, doing video recording for YouTube outdoors. It's okay for the stuff you do, but what should I look to upgrade and keep your lens? Honestly, 73 FPV, like, you would see a massive difference with any Sony camera that's been made in the last 4 years. So, like, do you have a budget in mind? Because, like, this is the A7 IV. It's amazing. It is, like, it's phenomenal. But if you don't have, like, how much was this? $2,800? If you don't have that much, let me know what your budget is, because I could probably push you in the right direction. But yeah, it is phenomenal. And you could use the same lens. So, it just, yeah. Jay Brooks, yeah, it was out of phase. Well, it was getting 2 feeds of itself. $1,500 for a body. I agree with Scott then. Look at the FX30. Especially if you don't do a lot of photo work, the FX30 is fantastic. Actually, even with the FX30, it does pretty decent photos too. So they're like 24 megapixels, I think, if I remember right. But the FX30 is a really solid little camera. It's either that or you could look at like an A7C, which should be in that price range. I don't think the A7C2 is going to be a little higher out of that price range, but yeah, you would be happy with something like that. So, let's see. Sergio, have I used a tilt shift lens and will it make a noticeable difference in architectural photography? I have used one once. It does make a big difference in architectural photography if you're constantly, like, you know, looking up. The thing that it does is it corrects when you look up and you have a real wide angle. It kind of makes things bow weird. Not bow like this, not distort, but like it throws off the perspective, so it keeps that perspective locked. And it does make a big difference. I have a buddy up here, Ryan Black. He shoots a lot of architecture stuff and a lot of real estate stuff, period. And that's all he uses, tilt shift lenses. And his stuff is phenomenal. So what I would recommend is watch a couple videos about tilt shift lenses. And then and what I really like to recommend people do is rent it. Go to lensrentals.com, rent a tilt shift lens, try it out for a few days. It is by far the least expensive way of trying things out. And then, you know, if you don't decide you don't like it, you're out, you know, I don't know what, $50, $100 or something like that. And then, if you really like it, then you can buy it from Lens Rentals directly with I think they take the rental cost off of the price. And, yeah, so, but it does make a big difference. But depending on it depends on the type of stuff you shoot. I've shot a lot of photography for architecture and like real estate stuff where I've just used a 16-35 or the Canon 10-20 or 12 millimeter. It just depends on, what you're shooting in them, but you just have to be aware that you want to keep the camera pretty level, because as soon as you start tilting it up or down, things get kind of out of whack on those really wide angles, and that's where tilt shift helps to take care of that. So, all right. I saw... Are there any space aliens in the next video, Scott? Definitely not. Let's see. You like the Starfield focus setting on the OM1 Mark II? Yeah, that's really something else, Mark. That really blew me away. I guess that Nikon is doing something similar now on their recent cameras, but yeah, it's really nice. You, the Salon guy, you have a Komodo X, mostly film YouTube content. The quality looks too good. You feel like you don't need any other camera. Salon guy, I would agree with you, man. The Komodo X is a phenomenal camera. That is a really good camera, especially if all you're doing is filming YouTube videos. Like, the Komodo X is a beast. And Scott, do you have a Komodo X, or do you have an OG Komodo? I don't remember which one you have, but yeah, the Komodo X that's a beast camera. It is really nice. But hey, I mean, you get some great looking stuff out of it, I'm sure. Powder Monster, what ND, VND filters do you recommend for outdoor adventure shooting and landscape photography? So, two different ways I would go for outdoor filming. If you're going to be pretty abusive to the filters, well, your name is Powder Monster. So I would go either Freewell VND or Nisi VND. Freewell is going to be the less expensive one, and the Nisi one's going to be more expensive. Nisi has less color shift. Nisi, I think, has the least color shift I've seen of any, and it's NISI. Let me see. It's NISI is the brand. Thank you, Marcus. And it is the least color shift of anything. The one issue that I haven't worked out long term yet, over the course of many years, is how durable their glass is. Freewell's glass is extremely durable, but your channel name makes me think that you do things in the snow. And the one issue that Freewell has is that as it gets colder, the rotating part of the VND gets very stiff. So it can be hard to adjust your variable ND filter. So yeah, Breakthrough Photography, so I haven't used that, but I would trust Scott's opinion too on it. So, but yeah. Let's see. Video is key for you. Appreciate. Awesome. 73 FPV. I'm glad. I hope that helps out. Really do. The FX30 is a beast little video camera, man. And it's primarily video, but it does take photos as well. Should you fly with the Air 3S and off the Mini 5 Pro, just not flying it? 3 flights since you purchased. Fourth gear? I mean, I have them all, but I also make a lot of my living from drones, at least up till now. We'll see how much longer that lasts. But, I mean, if I was choosing between the two and you don't do a lot of hiking and stuff, then yeah, I would probably stick with the Air 3S personally. So, and then, sell off the Mini 5 Pro. Scott Balcom says the tilt shifts are fun, but the quality lens matters, not Rokinon. Agreed. A good quality tilt shift is very important. Oh yeah, for miniaturizing. I forgot all about miniaturization. That's really fun. And Redder, besides the GIMP program, what other programs do you recommend for correcting perspective? Man, I use Lightroom, but that's all paid stuff. Yeah, and that's about as far as I've gone on correction of perspective stuff. But Lightroom does do a good job. Mike for food, what's your opinion on the Hasselblad X2D Mark II? So I haven't used one. I'm not one of those YouTubers that got sent one. Very few camera companies work with me. OM is actually one of the few proper camera companies they reached out to me and were like, hey, we'd like to work with you, which is super fun working with them over the last year or so. So let's see. but it looks like a phenomenal camera. And knowing Hasselblad, the history of Hasselblad and all of their stuff, I mean, it's going to be a phenomenal camera if you can afford one, sure. Well, it's not just if you can afford the camera, but then you also have to afford the lenses, which are, But if you do and you want to, and you plan on buying one, let me know and I'll gladly send you an affiliate link to whatever store you want to buy from. They are phenomenal cameras. I mean, Hasselblad makes brilliant cameras, and it's not just the camera; it's the color science that they include, that they build into their sensors, or how they process the information coming off the sensors. So, anyway, yeah, Hasselblad is great. Hey, Bob Casey. Nice to see you. Currently don't have a KX. You did. You have the OG and V-Raptor. Okay, yeah. I mean, it's hard to say why you need a KX and a V-Raptor, but yeah. Chronic Photography Syndrome. What are my thoughts on street photography? Would love to see a Jake in the city video. Very different from wilderness. Maybe compact micro four thirds setup. That would be interesting. Maybe maybe I'll do something like that next time I go down to Chicago or something. That'd be interesting. And yes, it would be very out of my element. I have thought about doing not street photography, but like this summer especially, I want to do more POV photography stuff. And actually, I think as I'm putting together the review for the A7 IV video, I was thinking about doing it that way, of just like, hey, we're going to go climb up somewhere in the winter here and find stuff to photograph and film with the A7 IV. And I've got a couple ideas about places we could go. I mean, there's no limit to places we could go. It's just more a matter of how cold and how far do I want to go in the cold. So anyway, would you all be interested in more videos like that? So it would be similar to the video I just released, the OM5 or OM1 Mark II freezing in the cold video, but more focused on like the camera, and running along with it and stuff like that. So yeah. If you would like, I mean, that's more the direction I want to go anyway. So I'm probably going to do that. The video that's going to come out tomorrow or Friday, depending on how close to done I got it, is the C50 compared to the FX3, which, let me do this real quick. Do you want to see a teaser of it? Let me see. Is that done yet? Did that do that yet? Oh, did it not do it yet? Wait, is it done? Where did it put it? Well, I don't know where. I was having QuickTime export this. Oh, it put it in why would you put it in iCloud? That's the dumbest. Oh, Apple. Okay, I'm going to do this. Dear Lord, I hope this survives. And this is going to immediately demonetize my stream. But we'll give it a shot here. Anyway, so where were we while that's doing its thing? Anyway, yeah, so Chronic Photography, answer your question, would you like to see more videos like that, of like, just wandering through, hiking through the wilderness with me or whatever and taking photos of stuff? Let me know. No, unless it's an Olympus. Okay, Hamilton. Yeah. Mark, your camera fell from 1 meter and the Nisi broke, but saved your camera. Oh, that's good. Whew. That's good. B&D for 3 years, holding up well for you, Adrian. Good to know. Good to know. I think I've had one of mine for almost a year and a half now, but yeah. JetMag Pro. Powder Monster. I like the older Swift. I like the security of screwing on and that's it. But yeah. The Freewell reel locking, I don't think I've tried that yet. I haven't tried that one. So yeah, I prefer screw on just because I'm kind of rough with my stuff. Okay, let me close Final Cut so it doesn't cause massive issues. then let me pull this in. So this is the teaser for the video that might come out, I don't know, tomorrow, maybe. You guys want to see it? Wait, let me catch up real quick. They would have a good experience with 3. Oh, I answered that already. All free program levels. What's the best IA to produce YouTube videos with? Fourth gear? I mean, they're all about the same. It depends on which tool you want to use, I think, personally. Love the A7 Marcus. I've been super impressed with the A7 IV so far. Also, do you really need filters for landscape photography, or is a VND that you would already have for the video adequate? So I would say that's adequate. The only thing you might want to consider is a circular polarizer to be able to get rid of or deal with reflections on water and leaves and stuff. But yeah. when is DJI coming out with their 360 drone? I have no idea. Freezing or not. So the one thing I will say that the OM5 Mark II handled really well in the freezing cold temperatures is the screen. I never noticed the screen really struggling. With the A7 IV and other cameras, I always notice where the screen, the LCD on the screen really starts to lag and have issues once it gets to a certain temperature. So, yeah. Play the timeline, mute the music so you don't lose the money. I don't monetize the streams. I don't think I monetize the streams. Yeah, I generally don't monetize the streams. So, and I could go get a license for it. It's through a service I use. I just haven't asked for it yet. Anyway. All right, let's see if this plays. Wait, am I close to looking to speed up for speed in production and thought maybe AI would be the ticket? I mean, it will help you script quickly. It will, but like, as far as like, there's no AI editor out there yet that I know of that like will edit things quickly. Opus Clip does a decent job, but you still have to kind of go through and filter a lot of those. So, yeah. Paul, you're shooting on shooting a motorcycle ride on Saturday, 30-mile winds and a high of 0. Good luck, sir. That sounds cold. Powder Monster, do I have any experience with using Sigma contemporary lenses, weather resistant, just not as sealed as art, in falling snow? You have a Sigma 18-50 and worried about falling snow. I don't with the contemporary. I do with the art, and they handled stuff fine. I just would be cautious. And I mean, honestly, like draping a ball cap or anything over your camera and lens just to keep stuff off of it is pretty much all you're going to need to do. So, yeah. Chronic photography. Have I done any street photography before? And what are my thoughts on the ethics of it? I mean, I've done a little bit. And I don't know. I mean, you're in a public space. People are in a public space. There's no reasonable right to privacy, or there's no reasonable expectation of privacy. At least there shouldn't be with all the security cameras and traffic cameras that every government agency has thrown up everywhere. So, you know. Yeah, but I do try and be conscious of what I'm shooting, who I'm shooting, and just stuff like that. But yeah, it's, you know, some people seem to handle it really well, like as far as how they go about it. They ask people if they can do it, take their picture and stuff, and then usually I think they give them a picture after the fact. So yeah. Marcus, you need to go to your next meeting. We'll try and catch one of your live streams again. Cheers from LA. Cheers, Marcus. Peace, man. Have a good meeting. Hey, Eddie Nunez. Thanks, Bob Casey. Appreciate that. Okay, so this is the teaser for the next video that's coming out on the channel. Now that Canon's released the C50, does the Sony FX3 still hold the crown as the best small cinema camera you can buy? Let's go test and compare and find out. And just to be clear, I rented and then purchased the Canon C50 myself and borrowed the FX3 from a friend to do this comparison. And there you go. So, yeah, it's, hey, fourth gear. Thank you. I appreciate that. I mean, other than it's a highly searched topic right now, and I think Kofi, there's only one other video really out there comparing them directly, but I didn't feel like he really did a like direct comparison either. He did a good comparison, but it wasn't a lot of like side-by-side shots of the same thing. And I mean, it's kind of unfair. The FX3 has been out for what, 4 years now, 5 years, something like that, maybe longer. Gosh, I don't know. It might be longer. But honestly, doing this side-by-side comparison, I was blown away by what Canon has put into the C50 is really impressive. And what really shocked me was there was a clip in there that was ISO 25,600 between both the FX3 and the C50 inside that ice cave when I went way down inside in the cavern part. And it was amazing how clean the C50 was. They were very comparable, but the thing is that the Canon gives you so much more control over noise reduction in camera, and the FX3 does not. So, yeah, I was really, really impressed, the C50. That being said, it's interesting because the FX3 still, like, Sony colors are really accurate, maybe a little on the cool side, but they're very accurate. Canon colors are a little on the warmer side, but they're more pleasing. And it is really hard to quantify that. So, anyway, but yeah, Powder Monster, I agree. Like, the Canon, like, for years, Canon had the cripple hammer, and you just constantly were like, yeah, they're not going to release that because they're just not going to do it. But lately, they're just killing it. And, but honestly, like, any camera in the last 4 years is going to be fantastic. Like, they're all really good, and they all have really good colors, and they all, like, they can do really great stuff. The gear isn't necessarily the limiting factor anymore. So, but yeah. So, MarineX, you're going to shoot a show in Vegas next week. Ooh, that sounds fun. Want to bring one camera and one lens. FX3 and Zeiss 16-35 f4 or FX30 and 16-55 f2.8. Bringing an assistant to help film. She'll be behind the camera. What kind of show are you shooting, MarineX? Because that would depend. See, I would think, man, at first it's like I would go full frame, but honestly, man, in that case, like, I might do the FX30 with the 16-55 for the extra reach, and you get better low light with f2.8. So, but then you're also on APS-C. Yeah, I'm kind of leaning toward the FX30 with a 16-55. SHOT Show, Gun Expo. Okay. Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, I think I would lean to the FX30 with the 16-55 f2.8. That's what I would do. Because it gives you extra reach, but it also gives you, like, you could do a little bit more tight shots with the 55 on some of the, stuff that's there, and I think it would give you a better variety. So that's probably what I would do. Sam, tell us something about the Insta360 Ace Pro 2. If you have a question, ask it. So I did a whole video about the Insta360 Ace Pro 2 versus the Action 6. Actually, I've done 2 of them now, so I would definitely watch those. Canon adds magenta to make Japanese skin look more like American skin. That's true. They do. They tweak their reds, too, in a certain way that, like, it's not just a magenta thing, but they do tweak their reds a little bit in a way. And the one thing that with Canon like Canon gets really, really well is blacks. Their blacks look black. So many other ones, like the blacks, but not crushed. there's so many other ones that either deal with IR pollution or they're just like their blacks are just like they lean a little brown or a little gray. They're not like just black. Like, anyway, so yeah. Powder Monster, you just need another lens. The A6700. Powder Monster, if you have an A6700, why are you thinking of getting an FX30? Like, I mean, that's the same as the FX30. So I don't know that I would get an FX30 unless you like have overheating problems or something. The A6700 is a great camera. I did a video about the A6700 as one of those weird things where it's like, it did okay views-wise and like, but then all of a sudden, like 3 months later, it just like caught and it has been getting really great steady views ever since. I don't know. Anyway. SHOT Show. Yeah. I got it. I figured that out after I had read it. Anyway. Marie, hello from Toronto. You would like to shoot the Northern Lights sometime this year. Have I shot the Northern Lights? I have. Great show tonight. Well, that's good to know. I hope it makes it up this way. I don't know if it's cloudy still or not. I've been in my basement all day, but yeah. So I have shot the Northern Lights. The big thing is you want a camera with good low light performance. You want a lens with a really good open aperture, so like f1.8 and 20 millimeter or 15 millimeter, 14 millimeter, something there is a good idea. 24 is fine too, if you have that option. But like f1.8 is good or better than f2.8 if you can, get more open aperture. And then it's a matter of like do 2 to 3 second shutter and put your ISO wherever you need to get it to get decent exposure. But you don't want to do too much more than a 2 or 3 second shutter because then the lights start to lose the definition to them. Let's see. It's a 360 versus Ace Pro 2 for... Well, it depends on what you want to do with them. Both of them do really well. The Action 6 is newer. But they both do 8K. They both have lenses you can attach. Yeah, they're both good. What are my thoughts on the Avata 360? Will it be good as better than the anti-gravity 360? I think from an image quality perspective, it's going to be very similar to X5 versus Ace or X5 versus Osmo 360. The Osmo 360 is a little bit better, but it's very just like minor better. I mean, it's better, but it's not like night and day. The thing that DJI is going to kill Insta360 at or anti-gravity is their range. DJI's control link and video link are just killer. So like that's going to be the thing. So the codec on the new camera is video and photos take up lots of space now. Wait, the new camera codec on what new camera? Skydones. Oh, you did a wedding on the A6700, really good, but needs more space in the memory card. Yeah, if you do the all-I, the XAVC-I codec, that's going to take up a lot of space. If you do the XAVC S or HS, that'll give you a lot more space, but your computer will have to work harder to work with that footage because it's more highly compressed. But visually, you won't see a big difference between the two. Yeah. Panasonic Lumix is super diverse. They are. I have issues with them, not from the technology standpoint, but by a run-in I had with some of their people in NAB in Vegas a couple years ago. So it's not against the camera company. Well, a little bit, but yeah. Anyway, so it is what it is. But it does look like they're producing good cameras. For Insta vlogging, I think I would get the Action 6 with a DJI Mic Mini. Or get the Action 5 Pro with a DJI Mic Mini. They both do a really good job. If you just got the Action 5 Pro, should you get the 6 Pro or give the 5 Pro a good run first. I would give the 5 Pro a good run. Still a super solid. From an image quality perspective, you're going to see very little difference between the two. There's a couple modes the 6 Pro has that the 5 Pro doesn't have, but honestly, like, not deal breakers. So, yeah. The action camera is definitely very similar. Just pick one as your favorite features. Yeah, it's so true. Mike for food. So I know you haven't touched, but if money was no issue, would you go Sony flagship or Hasselblad for landscape? You're leaning toward Hasselblad. 10 stop stabilization is wild. Yeah, I mean, if money was no object and I wanted just killer landscape stuff, I would probably get the Hasselblad X2D Mark II, or right? X2D, isn't that the one? But yeah, and lenses. But money would have to be no object. Have I used the Viltrox 13mm? I have not. All right, Powder Monster. See you next Wednesday. P.S. Since you own the Mavic 4 Pro, does it make me a Hasselblad owner? Mike for food? Sure. Why not? It has a Hasselblad branding on it. So the deal with that is that Hasselblad helped DJI. Well, they helped them a lot in many ways, but the Hasselblad branding on there is mostly to do with the way they're processing the image off that main camera and the way they're handling the color pipelines. All of that is mostly about the Hasselblad color science. Almost all the rest of it is pretty much just DJI putting good stuff together. But yeah. Bob Casey, do I ever pull out my cell phone camera and use it? I do. I especially use it for B-roll stuff of products and stuff out in the wild. Like the B-roll of the C50 and the FX3 is almost all shot on my phone. I shoot a lot of thumbnails on my phone. And I honestly, I shoot a lot of pictures and other stuff on my phone too. I just because, it's there. I have it with me. Yeah, I use it quite a bit, actually. Chronic Photography, you wish Olympus or Lumix would start making ultra-compact cameras like the GX line again. Pocketable micro four Four so convenient. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Bubble Magic, do you think a 360 camera would have good enough quality as a standalone camera for filming POV walks? Yeah. Depends on what you're going to do with the POV walk. Like if it's going on YouTube or Instagram or Facebook, then yes. But they're just you have to recognize that there are always limitations, at least until we get into the 12K territory of 360 cameras that you're reframing a 8K video. So until we get to 12K or somewhere in that range, you're going to see a difference between that and a regular action camera where you've got all 4K pixels are pointed in one direction. Has anyone heard about the Fujifilm Instax Mini Evo Cinema Hybrid Instant Camera? I have never heard of that. Sounds very interesting. Saying I live in Alaska. Who got 15 for Aussie? Big outdoors adventure. Some people do. If I have 15K lying around, probably not going to go into Hasselblad. Yeah, I guess so. Tom Turner, you enjoyed the Ice Cave video? Any more of those trips planned? Tom, well, so I'm pushing the channel more that direction of that style of video. Not necessarily like the challenge video, but just more so what I'm planning on doing for the A7 IV review test is basically you're just going to come on a hike with me somewhere to film and photograph stuff on the way. And then and we'll test the camera out that way. Probably won't be 35 below zero, but it'll be a good test of the camera. I've been debating about going to this one area that has cool stuff, but it's also kind of like an avalanche alley. So depending on, we got a lot of snow recently, so depending on how that goes, maybe not. Yeah. Let's see. I think we all use our cell phones. Oh yeah, absolutely. Do I think the ban will be short-lived, or will Trump Jr.'s drone company take off and hurt DJI? Fourth gear. I think the ban is here for a few years at least. Yeah. And the thing was, like, that was signed into place. That ban was signed into law by President Biden. So people want to blame Trump because of Trump Jr.'s investments in Red Cat. It was signed into law before that ever happened. So anyway, I don't see any American drone manufacturers making an effort to make prosumer drones anytime soon. So, yeah. And I honestly, like, I gotta say, part of this is on DJI. They could have worked differently to maybe have a different outcome. But them setting up all these shell companies of like the Extra, Sky Rover, all that stuff, and basically flipping the bird to all the U.S. government regulators was stupid. And it kind of pissed me off when it was happening before, because it's like, you guys are not helping your case here when you're just flouting the rules, through these loopholes. And I get it, like lots of companies, they exploit loopholes. That's what they do. But, so I feel like they kind of screwed themselves and they screwed all of us in that regard. Let's see. Mr. Beowulf, you bought a Sony FX3A, A1, Atmos Ninja. Wow. With the FX3, 2 rumors, A7 V out. Should you have waited on the FX3A and A1? Still top tier. Did you get an A1 or A1 Mark II? I mean, honestly, the A1 Mark II is the same sensor with just some added features. And the A1 is probably my favorite sensor that Sony has ever made. It has some of the most beautiful image quality. I got rid of my A1 and switched to the Canon R5 Mark II because of my A1 failed me on a couple of shoots. And, thankfully I had another body with me, not an A1 body, but another body. And then, and so that happened, and I had to send it multiple times into Sony to get repaired from the first shoot, and then from damage from the first shoot that came out later, like heat damage on the sensor and stuff. That was all covered in a warranty, which was great. But also, I have Sony Pro support, and they never could send me a loaner A1. It was always, well, do you want an A7 IV or a A7R4 or A7R5? I was like, well, not really. I want the A1. That's why I have the A1. But if that's the only thing you can send me, then sure, I guess. But then I did a firmware update, and it bricked the camera. And I had to pay to get that fixed. And that was kind of the last straw of like, I got pretty pissed at Sony. And after having it to where I realized I wasn't trusting my A1 to take with me as my only camera out on shoots where like weight was critical, because I didn't know if it was going to die on me again, then I switched to the R5 Mark II when it came out because it was, well, cheaper and had better features for what I was doing. That being said, the image quality out of the A1 is fantastic. It is beautiful photos and great video. So yeah. The FX3A, like, honestly, I think that camera is going to be a solid camera for years to come still. That's why I keep saying, like, the whole, like, and here I'm releasing a camera comparison tomorrow or Friday. The whole idea that, like, a new camera comes out and it's so much better than previous camera. It's like, it's not the case anymore. Like, some are a little better. The A7 V is decent improvements on the A7 IV. Is it night and day? No, it's not. But it's good. Everything's iterative changes now, not these massive, like, groundbreaking changes. So honestly, those two cameras together, I think you're going to be great, and I wouldn't sweat it. Lumix S1 Mark II versus FX3. I haven't tried the Lumix S1 Mark II, so I can't really speak to that. I would like to, but yeah, I haven't. Can you make a Sony ZV-E10 Viltrox 13? It will be great video. I don't have either of those. I don't have that lens. I don't have that camera, so I can't. But it would be good. Let's see. Beowulf, what are my thoughts on the Mavic 4 Pro Creator Combo as an upgrade from the Mavic 3 Pro? Is it a significant update? So I did do a video about those two, comparing those two drones specifically, the Mavic 3 Cine and the Creator Combo. Not necessarily on that ground specifically, but the more I've been using the Mavic 4 Pro, the more it is a phenomenal drone. It is really, really well done. And that's where I'm kind of like, even with the whole ban of DJI new products, I'm sure they'll come out with something that'll be amazing and the best thing ever or whatever. But I'm looking at the Air 3S, the Mavic 4 Pro, and the Mini 5 Pro and going, I can fly these drones happily for the next 4 years. And I don't see a need, anything crazy that I would be like, I have to upgrade. They are fantastic. So I'm glad we got those drones at least so far. Dustin, keep politics off my channel would be best. I do keep politics off my channel. But if people want to blame, Trump for doing something that President Biden signed into law, I mean, that's facts. And I disagree with lots of stuff this administration's doing. I disagree with lots of stuff the previous administration did. I will probably disagree with lots of stuff the next administration does. But yeah. So for the most part, I don't talk politics. Now, when it comes to drones, because it's a big part of my livelihood, we have talked a little bit politics about that. And I think in the past, too, I've gotten on a soapbox about spending and how nobody in Congress, well, not nobody, but most of Congress right now will all have passed on by the time the immense amount of debt that they have accrued by overspending will have to be dealt with. And so it ticks me off because I kind of like, he told me to keep politics on my channel, and now I'm talking about politics. But it ticks me off because I'm like, most of the people who are making these decisions won't be around long enough to have to deal with the ramifications of it. So anyway, it just is what it is. Loading fish mode, you got a second Mavic 4 for work, just be safe. Yeah, it's stock up a few extra because you never know. Yeah. Let's see. FCC updates on banning all outside countries with new generation drones. No, not really. They walked a few things back, but not really. Not at the moment. So yeah. Say right, which camera would you pick for indoor setting on your gaming chair in front of your PC with good lighting? Action 6 or Insta360 Ace Pro 2? Man, in that situation, I think I'd probably get the Action 6. Yep. Mark H, what did he say? Something about the 70mm camera on the Air 3S? I don't know what that was. Anyway. On your Mavic 4 Pro, you enjoy doing tracking parallax shots. Very fun. Yeah, the Mavic 4 Pro is such a beast. Saying I did answer. If you didn't hear it, you can rewind this stream. So let's see. Did I miss any questions? I don't know if I missed any questions. Anyway, but yeah. So I don't think it'll be. I'll probably release the next video on Friday. Just because I gotta double check and make sure a few things are good on the video. It's not quite ready to go right first thing, unless I wake up at like 4 a.m. and just jump straight into work. Then I'll maybe release it tomorrow. But otherwise, Canon C50 versus FX3 video coming next on this channel, and then I think A7 IV will be coming shortly after that. And yeah, as a whole, I'm not really sure where the channel is going overall. I'm kind of gonna experiment a bit this year with it and see what you all like and what I enjoy, and find out where those lines cross, and we can Venn diagram it out. 2 circles, and where those 2 circles intersect is the happy sweet spot. So yeah, I'm getting tired of doing straight up gear reviews, and so I want to branch out and do some other stuff as well. Let's see. Wish the Mavic 4 Pro would do vertical hyperlapse with waypoint or course lock. Man, that would be nice, wouldn't it, Mike? Best backpack for carrying a Mavic 4 Pro and Canon R5C. I don't know about the best, but I love the Shimoda 30. and that's probably what I would go for. The Explorer 30, the Shimoda Explorer 30 is a great backpack for that kind of stuff. The Mavic 4 kind of sits nicely on the top, and then you can organize the bottom part however you want. So, Brad Henderson, you work for a power company in the U.S., one of the largest, most developed drone departments in the country to inspect power poles and components, and the DJI band is not good. Right, Brad? Did you guys get a Skydio X10 to replace your DJI fleet yet? I know they're 10 times more expensive and do almost as good a job, but did you get one? I mean, I've used Skydio on like mapping and inspection stuff, and it works okay. It just is not great. I mean, it's not as good as the DJI stuff is, but they've come a long way. I'm not gonna lie. Anyway, Brad Henderson, does the Mavic 4 Pro do 1 second intervals for hyperlapses? I believe it does. I think I answered that question in one of my Mavic 4 videos because somebody asked me specifically about it, but I believe it does. Anyway, okay, let's see. Okay, awesome, Saying. Glad to hear it. Mr. Beowulf, let's see. Are the Sony FE24-70 GM2 and FE70-200 GM2 good lenses to start with on the FX3 and A1? Yes. Those would be great lenses to start with on those two cameras. You also got the Atlas Mercury 72 T2.2 1.5 anamorphic. Oh my gosh, dude, that's a great lens. Very unique. But yeah, those would be great lenses to start with. Phenomenal lenses to start with, honestly. Yeah. Let's see. Hidden MPH, would the Sony A1 Mark I be a good purchase today? I honestly, unless you're buying it for 8K video or 50 megapixel stills, I think I would get the A7 IV instead. It has all the new features, the AI autofocus, all that, and the image quality is it's right up there. You don't get 8K and you don't get 50 megapixel stills. You get 33 megapixel stills. They're it's really solid, and I think that's probably the direction I would say you should go over buying an A1 Mark I right now. Now, if you want the larger megapixels and you want 8K video, then yeah, it's a good camera still. But yeah, Brad Henderson, they refuse to use Skydio. Why? Oh, this is I would love to hear. I would love to hear this story. Why? Because it's kind of one of the only options now. I think Parrot, actually, the FCC clarified that Parrot is okay, even though they're French. They're on the blue UAS list. So, but yeah. Oh yeah, that's right, Sam. I forgot that India did that. Just got the Neo for a few weeks ago, and it's versatile little drone to fly around. Yeah, absolutely, it is fun, Bob Casey. The Neo 2 it's a fun little drone to fly around. That being said, I have a Neo 1 and I have a Neo 2. I have a DJI Flip, which is kind of the oddball drone of DJI. And I don't think I'll ever use any of those. So I may be putting those up for sale. Anyway. Do I think they will ban the A1, the anti-gravity A1 mic? I don't think they will. It was already had FCC clearance. I don't think they will. So, yeah. Just like they've said they're not going to ban any currently approved DJI drones, and those are still fine to sell in the U.S. So, yeah. All right, we're coming down to the last minute of the stream. So if you have any questions, ask away. Brad Henderson, I hope you're furiously typing why the company refuses to use Skydio. Or you mean banning new AG drones, anti-gravity drones, or are you talking about agricultural drones? Hidden MPH, that'll probably be next week. I have a lot of it filmed already, but I just want to film a little bit more before. But it'll probably be next week as soon as I can get it edited. The rest filmed, which I should be able to do tomorrow or Friday, and then so ideally early next week is what I would like to upload it. But yeah. So if you can wait just a little bit longer, I'm working on it. And then I'm going to go out and I'm going to do something specific like astrophotography with this camera. I've got a lot of C50 and A7 V content planned. We'll see how much of it I get to put out there. But yeah, they're both really great cameras. Awesome, Mark. I'm glad. I was not using that lens nearly enough, so I'm glad you are using it. Yeah, Bob, they did. Sky Neo. Sky D no. Yeah, I know. It's and I can't place the blame squarely on Skydio for lobbying out their competition either. It wasn't just them. And DJI didn't do themselves any favors in this country, and it is what it is. So, who is asking to keep politics off? Because I don't feel like they've been around. Oh, Dustonian? Anyway, hopefully I didn't scare them off the channel. Bad relations. They've been tested before and don't work well for the job. Yeah. Yep. I would agree. So anyway, all right, we're going to call that a night because I got to go and spend some time with the family. Okay, Mr. Beowulf, though, you asked real quick, what are my thoughts on the FX3 Mark II and FX6 Mark II launch dates? Do you think they'll get open gate, internal RAW, or 6K? That's hard to say. I would think that at this point, with all the stuff that Canon's released and the stuff that Nikon has been releasing, that they're going to need to do something about 6K. So I would think that the FX3 Mark II or FX4, whatever that camera is, going to launch sometime this year. My guess is summertime, maybe. FX6 Mark II, maybe that'll launch in the fall. That's just total guesses. Like, I haven't seen rumors about them or anything like that, really, other than the kind of normal stuff. I don't know if Sony's going to do open gate. I don't know if their codecs are capable of handling open gate or internal RAW. So they have the codecs, the OCN codecs, which are huge in their higher end cinema cameras. But I don't know if they'll put those in the cameras that all of us normal people use. So anyway, what do I edit on? I edit on a Mac Studio Ultra M2, and then I use Final Cut Pro or DaVinci Resolve depending on what I'm doing. Moving toward, I just want to use DaVinci Resolve, but I'm still kind of in both worlds. So Mike for food, yeah, I bet. Jay Brooks, when I shoot a video, do I start with a script? Sometimes, like the video that I did, the last video I released where I went out and tried to freeze the camera, which is super fun. You should watch it if you haven't. But it's like that was not scripted, but I had a plan for what I wanted to film and how I wanted to film it. So, and then sometimes I just go out and film and kind of see what happens, what shows up and stuff like that. But generally I've got a kind of overall plan of what I want to film and what I need to get while I'm out. So anyway, all right, folks, that's going to do it for me. I will see you all in the next one, which should be Friday, I think, comparing the C50 to the FX3. And hopefully you all enjoy that. It has some pretty cool visuals in there. And, hey, Corey, welcome. Sorry you just missed it, but yeah. Jeff, yeah, that's one of the reasons I've been wanting to go DaVinci Resolve too. So you could, yeah, anyway. All right. Thanks you all for being here and tuning in, hanging out with me tonight and asking questions. I think I'll be back same time, same place next week. Unless I'm not, then I won't be because I might be somewhere else doing some stuff. But other than that, y'all are amazing. Be awesome. Stay safe, be smart. I'll see you again soon in the next one. Cheers.